we end up at our destination. If you're looking for a laugh, or you just need to smile, whatever that you need to make you laugh out loud. It's the Kreatives Podcast. Listen, it's the Kreatives Podcast. Yeah.
Yo, welcome to episode 15 of the Kreatives Podcast. I am Reese.
It's your boy D Rick.
And today we have Wentrice.
Don't do that.
We have Wentrice A. I'm not gonna say her last name.
Thank you.
How are you doing today, man?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fine. I'm glad you came through. She's another PV alum. You know, we PV.
You know? Okay, I was
Wow.
early. I was early. I thought he was gone.
No homecoming for you.
Wow.
Not.
Nah, man. You know, we normally freestyle, but we're gonna do it a little different today. So what I'm gonna do is, D, you gonna sing. I'm gonna freestyle. I'm gonna try not to talk about them dykes, cause you know Chappelle got people mad. You know I fuck with them dykes. But look, you gonna throw me a word. I'm gonna try to freestyle. I'm gonna do like 2 bars on it, and then I'm gonna throw a word towards you, and you gotta sing about it.
Okay.
Let's go. Let's see how far we can go.
Alright.
All right, we're probably only gonna go once, but we're
Okay.
gonna try our best.
Okay.
Y'all ready? Winchers, I need you to hit a beat. You gotta do something.
I don't have a beat.
I need you to clap or something.
Be our metronome. Be our metronome.
And give me. I need you to clap and go. Do something like that. Do whatever comes to your heart.
Oh my
Yeah, I'm
Been a
putting you on the
voice
spot.
in
People
this
on the
thing.
spot and to
Putting you on the
create
spot.
music. He's the only musical one. I'm the only one who's musically inclined here. What do you
Yeah,
mean?
but he's the only one that can sing, so he can't make the beat. Come on, Ant. You're on the spot. Give me some.
I can't beat on the table.
I
Like
was gonna say, I was like, will it mess up the mic?
So,
In the words of Jay,
Yeah.
Pussy. Give me a word.
Swinging.
I done came down, yeah, that boy, he be swinging. Pull out the Glock and you know I got it banging.
Oh, ice.
Coochie. Come on.
Oh, you want me to? I thought you wanted me
your
to
word
give
is
you another
coochie.
word.
We going back on your word.
Lord.
Your word is coochie.
Alright, let's see. Yes, I am a man that loves the ass, but it ain't better than the coochie.
That's all he needs to do. He didn't have to
See,
rhyme
you
or
got me
nothing.
looking like shit. Give me a word, man.
Ice.
Ice. You trying to be funny?
Yeah. Because I know you're going to die.
Boy, say I'm all right. I done came down like some ice on that dime. Yeah, that dick real cold.
Oh,
I done came down, then I like them real old. Cause they done been around the block. She tripping cause I tried to give her that cock. But remember, she's a dyke. That's the type of thing she don't like. Oh.
That's that thing she
Here we go.
like.
Here go the last
That's
one.
it, though.
Here go the last one. Booty hole.
Booty
Why are you doing this man like that?
'Cause
Man.
I know how it makes him feel.
This guy here, man. This nigga Reese is straight cold. Wait. You got me fucked up, man. This nigga Reese is straight cold. Coming at me talking about booty holes.
There we go. Well, look, man. Speaking of booty holes or assholes,
Wow.
Kyrie Irving.
That was a transition.
I know, because he lightweight is an asshole. I don't like how he did LeBron. But
Wow.
it is what it is. I like you as a player, Kyrie. I like the things you're doing. I like how you stand on you stand on what you say. I get that. But this dude, I think he's owed $33 million this year. He plays for the Brooklyn Nets. So I don't know if y'all do you fully know like any of the story, or you just know a little bit?
I just know the part where it said something about he ain't playing.
Well, he's not vaccinated, and
Yeah.
he's kind of
Okay, yeah,
pretty
yeah.
much anti-vax. And then the state of New York, you have to be vaccinated to play in like a public facility.
So is anybody here vaccinated? Are you vaccinated, Winchester?
Absolutely not.
I know. Now I just had to ask.
I am.
No.
You are.
I'm half white. I'm
Did,
sorry.
This thing got nothing.
So did you were you sore? Blood clots?
I'm an idiot, so I did the J&J, and initially I had a bad reaction, but I haven't felt.
So what was that bad reaction?
Have you ever given blood before? As in,
Well, I mean, I think I had.
you donated
We've all
blood?
given blood.
Yeah, but not
I haven't
like.
donated blood.
Oh,
Nah, never donated.
Okay, it's kind of like if you have you donate blood, but you give a little bit too much. That's the only
You know,
way.
I'm crit fit. Fuck, I look like blood.
I ain't get no,
Yeah.
I ain't get no clud.
Nah, but like
Like
so.
lightheaded kind of.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, okay.
Nothing like I didn't feel like I was. It was just bad reaction, and then probably sat there. I did an energy park, so I just sat in my car for like 15 minutes, and then
All right.
Have,
So-
have you tried? Have you tried the metal thing? Like,
to see
Oh
if.
yeah.
the
Well, I
metal.
know I have a chip somewhere, so we're gonna.
I was just wondering because did you
Yeah,
see the
yeah,
post
I
and
saw
stuff?
that,
About it?
yeah.
I was just wondering.
It's funny. He walked past a dump
gonna-
dump yard. Yeah, you know that big motor pick up them cars. That motherfucker. Oh! But nah, like so Kyrie, he's like one of those people. He's a flat earther. The earth is flat.
Mhm.
He has that type of ideology or whatever. So when it comes to something like this, I already knew he wasn't gonna be with it. Didn't matter about the money or whatever. We're gonna find out if it don't matter about the money. But for his contract, he's owed $33 million this year. In New York, which I think they're a lot stricter on COVID-19,
A lot.
they have it to where in all or certain, I don't know what the term is, but like certain public places, you can't go in if you're not vaccinated.
Yeah, probably.
So basically, their home court,
Stadiums.
Okay.
he can't even come into the building. He can't go into the practice facility, which is another building, but he can't even go into that as well. So so basically, it's 82 games in the season.
He can't play at home.
He's gonna basically miss
Half the season.
41. Each one of those games is like $380,000 that he's gonna miss or whatever. So if you think about it, let's say he don't play his home games, he's still gonna get what, 15 million off that 33. Now his team has come and said, you know what, you're not even gonna play at all until you get vaccinated. So he can't practice with the team. He can't come into any of the facilities. And knowing how much he fights back, I already know he kind of like, man, fuck y'all.
He got every right to, man.
And so you can't really trade him because you trade him to another team. I think some of the other teams, they have to be vaccinated as well, or they want them to be vaccinated. So it's kind of like you taking on a headache or whatever. So that's why I was saying like asshole, because this dude is called everywhere he goes. There's like something. Like he's not a bad person,
Yeah,
but
there's
there's just
tension.
It
Something.
is. I mean, this is a legitimate reason though, and that's one of the main problems that a lot of they call anti-vaxxers have. Is like I saw a post. I think it was Senator Rand Paul. I don't know. It was one of those senators though. He was like grilling one of the guys that's with the NCC or HCC or whatever in a conference, because he's just like, you know, you're taking away people's right to decide what they want for themselves. You know what I'm saying? It's like, how are you going to force somebody to, in other words, they can't live life unless they get this jab that you want them to get. Like, come on, man. So I'm rocking with Kyrie on this reasoning here because it's, number one, it's his right. But then number two, you look at all of the different stuff that they putting out about this vaccine. You ain't get no type of cloaking from it. You still can get infected. You still can transmit it. So it's like,
yeah, it's like what you think, Wentrice? Go ahead, say it. I know I look. I can see it in your eyes. Don't hold back either.
No. I'm gonna be very mild about it. Of course, I don't really subscribe to a lot of mainstream stuff already. And so the vaccine, because number one, whenever you get a vaccine, any type of vaccine, once they inject that into your bloodstream, there's no way to get it out. So if there is an adverse reaction, you just gotta deal with it. If you die, you die, kind of thing. And so, no shade. I'm not saying no shade to you.
If he dies, he dies. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, so that's one thing. Two, COVID has a 90-something% recovery rate. So what is it that I really need to be vaccinated for? You know what I mean? It doesn't really make any sense.
I be thinking about the media and like how much we're shown stuff, because it's like, what happened to Ebola? What happened to all these?
Ebola.
It's like we just stopped.
Mad cow disease, SARS.
The birds was giving us shit, and right there in 1960, and 529 Barker Cypress. Them matter of fact, 1960 and something. Them damn power lines be full of them niggas. I was scared every day, letting the window up when bird flu was here.
Why? Oh, bird
Cause I
flu.
ain't want niggas come through. Fuck this nigga Reed.
I don't know. It's
But
a lot of stuff that just doesn't make any sense to me.
that's what I have a problem with stuff that don't make sense to me. If I can't make sense of it, I just like leave it alone. That election, like all that type of stuff, when it all seems stupid, and I don't feel like there's no right way to go about it, I just keep doing what I've been doing and try to protect myself and do whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, and then like you were saying, D, you take it, doesn't stop you from getting it.
Exactly.
Doesn't stop you from spreading it.
Exactly.
So it's like, and then like I think I saw where people were talking about, or saw like a chart or somewhere that showed like all the other vaccines in the past and how long it took just to get them right, or to like
it was like 7 years. I think the standard is like it's 3 to 7 years, something like that. Just
bro, they had a nigga go in the back and buy all the Diamond Tap and Tylenol and was just mixing different flavors together and was like, how long you been sick? Okay, he only been sick a week. Let's go with that one. And changing the color.
Bruh.
But look, I ain't against nobody that gets it.
Absolutely not. Yeah.
And I ain't against nobody who ain't gonna get it.
That's right. I mean, it's just a matter of like, it's your right. If you want to get it, get it. If you don't, then don't.
I have a couple thoughts, but in particular to the Kyrie thing, I think it's kind of bogus because remember with the bubble, like none of them, you know what I mean? They had it separated for a specific reason. They were testing them like every day.
Right.
I would think you should get vaccinated, but that's my opinion. But to mandate it, I don't agree with that. I think a lot of people agree with that too. Is like they don't think like you should. If you want to get vaccinated, you want to do your own research, or whatever, and you agree with it, fine. But I don't agree with forcing people, especially when it's causing you to lose money like that. Like that's a lot of money.
Exactly.
Why can't he just get tested?
Yeah.
Like if he wants to go out and do whatever.
But see, that's the thing. That's why I had said he was an asshole at the beginning. I fuck with you, Kyrie, but it goes back to, damn man, all this trouble for him again. So it's really on a bigger stage just because it's him.
It's him, yeah.
Had it been like a smaller player that doesn't cause a lot of issues, I'm even wondering if LeBron still didn't want to get it.
No, he's vaccinated.
I know. I'm saying if he did want to get it though,
they were really like, bro, I want you to, they were pushing it on him because he's LeBron. If he got vaccinated and pushed for it,
that's what I'm saying. So if he didn't,
right. But he was like, it's your choice.
Like that would have gave every person who really didn't want to do it, they'd have been like, well shit, if LeBron ain't doing it, I damn sure ain't got to do it.
Exactly.
But since the poster boy did it, now it's like ain't no excuse for nobody else, especially Kyrie when he causes slight issues on the team, so it makes his issues look bigger, and then he be talking. I think he's very smart, and to some people, very smart people are like weird.
Yeah. That's a notion that's out there.
Well, because everybody wants, what is it, like the herd mindset, group thing.
They want to sit at the cool table.
Black sheep don't fit.
Yeah, fuck the cool table. Look, I'm gonna tell y'all this. I hate people who try to be cool.
Yeah.
If you cool, you cool, and I feel like being yourself is the coolest thing you could ever do.
Oh yeah.
Now, if I feel like you being all extra and you trying to prove to me and all this rah, it's actually roll out. I'm not trying to be around all that, man.
That's what it is.
Everybody in this room, when I met you, like, you wasn't sitting there bragging and talking like we was just talking about the good old days at PV and how we could work and grow up and all that shit. Like, it wasn't nothing negative. D, nigga, asshole sometimes, but it's my nigga, man.
Yeah, he is too, But, we all know that coming from PV.
Well,
this guy's
accurate.
Yeah. This is a different kind of asshole.
Hey man, that's been a great episode.
Woo! You should have pulled that angle under that table.
No, I thought he was gonna do that.
Oh yeah.
No man, I ain't bring them nuts with me this time.
Dang. Got that man out.
But nah man, then talking about like all the vax shit, like have y'all seen the Dave Chappelle special, The Closer?
Yep.
Seen Netflix. So I guess everybody, we know who was complaining about it. White women and trans people.
But not even all of the trans people, because he made a lot of valid points.
He did.
And really what the issue is that he stood on his own right to have his own opinion. And it's almost like in this culture or society, whatever you want to call it, that you cannot have an opinion that differs from somebody else without some sort of backlash. Like, listen, this is my opinion.
Yep.
I think tomatoes are disgusting, but it's a whole bunch of people that think tomatoes are awesome.
I know, I'm rocking with tomatoes.
She's a tomato phobic. What are you talking about? And then also, what I don't really understand about homophobia, transphobia phobia is an extreme fear.
He ain't, yeah,
like a paralyzing type of fear. So what are people afraid of? If they just don't agree with you, doesn't mean that they have a phobia or a fear of you or anything that you decide to do.
That's a dope point too, because I think that goes along with what you said earlier about fear mongering.
Exactly.
They inject these words, these processes into society, and then just constantly creating these divides.
Yep.
To where you go from just being race to where now it's vaccinated, unvaccinated, it's trans, it's heteros.
But that's because the whole society is based on some sort of emotionalism. So now people are not even thinking. They're using their emotions to try and navigate through logical situations. But you have not developed your brain capacity, your logical reasoning factor. You know what I mean? Because you've been so conditioned to go based on your emotions. So if I can cater to somebody's emotions, mainly fear, then I can sway them into making a decision that is irrational, illogical, unreasonable, because now they're no longer thinking clearly. You're using your emotions to make a decision, and emotions are, they're fleeting. 1 second I'm mad, 1 second I'm happy, I'm sad, I'm depressed, I'm elated, whatever.
Emotions make you cry sometimes.
Wow.
What did you go to PV for?
Initially, I went to PV for psychology.
I was going to say psychology.
Yeah, psychology. That was my major freshman year. And then I decided to change it because once I took abnormal psychology, I was like, you know what? I'm good. This is all I really came here for, abnormal psychology. And so I was like, I really want to do this. And I changed it to nutrition, like one extreme to another.
Wow.
But I like nutrition. I do. Don't use it.
Does your son still? I know you remember you used to say that he would get the box of fruit, and you would let him pick his own fruit and all that stuff. He still do that?
Yeah, he just told me that he doesn't want to eat meat anymore. So he told me this maybe a month ago. He said, what? I don't think I want to eat meat anymore. I don't want to eat this stuff.
How old is
he? He's 7.
Wow.
He'll be 8 in November. And so I said, all right then, that's fine. And so I forgot about it really, because he normally, by the time he gets home, then he's already eaten at his granny's house. So I ended up making him some chicken pasta. So some pasta with broccoli and stuff in it, and then some chicken on top of it. So I said, okay, here, baby, here's your food. So I walk out the house. I come back in. He ate everything on that plate except for that chicken. Like, hey, I told you I wasn't eating this shit no more. Don't give this to me no more.
Damn.
Like he's solid on it.
The veggies.
So now I have to. He don't want to eat meat or any type of meat substitute kind of thing. Like he's not messing with it at all. So I said, all right, then. My child is decisive.
Well, look who he came from. Just imagine when he get old enough and he start arguing with you.
No, he's already arguing.
Okay. Well,
yeah, that already started.
Wait till his vocabulary develops and he hit you with a word. You be like, look, you misogynistic.
It's coming. I see it. He said, we were driving somewhere. He goes, Mommy, I think the sun gives you germs. Like it has germs. I said, no, son, I don't think that's how it works. He said, let me explain something to you. He did just like that. He goes, let me explain something to you. So I said, explain it. He says, the sun makes you sweat. And the sweat starts to stink. Do you know why? And I said, why, son? He goes, because of the bacteria on your skin.
Wow.
So the sun causes the germs. I said, well, baby, that is very critical thinking that you're doing there.
Yeah.
I can appreciate that. We're going to go over this a little more in depth later on, but I'm glad that you're using your brain.
See him at school screaming, I'm sweating, Mommy! Mommy, stinky, musty, I know he got church.
Just random stuff. But I think he was maybe 6 when he had that conversation with me.
No, man, I think that's dope, man.
Yeah.
His mind is thinking like that, so keep nurturing it. But no, since we speaking about personal, so you live a lifestyle that, and I've been thinking about this all day, and I couldn't think of the word. Is it monogamy?
Absolutely
Yeah, okay,
The opposite of
I feel like
monogamy.
that's wrong.
Was it
Polyamory.
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 All right.
That's different than polygamy?
Right. So,
Well, explain what polyamorous
Okay.
is.
all right. So, yes, I'm polyamorous. Okay, so polyamory is having multiple loves, right?
Mhm.
You have multiple relationships or romantic relationships with people. Polygamy is having multiple spouses. So either one man having multiple wives or one woman having multiple husbands. So if it's a man having multiple wives, it's polygyny. If it's a woman with multiple husbands, then it's polyandry.
Is there a reason? I don't know if there was just something that you just fell into that, or how did you get into the polyamorous?
Okay, so
Am I saying that right? Before,
yeah, that's exactly right. Let me take a sip of water because this is gonna be long. You have no idea.
Go ahead.
All right, so I decided that I didn't want to. When I broke up with my son's father, I said, you know what? I'm never doing this monogamy thing again. Like I'm never doing it again. So a few months later, I started dating this guy, and I told him, I said, you know what? I think I want to date you, but I want to date other people too. And so this was 5 years ago. And so he said, you should. So I said,
Was
right,
he like?
right
Was that the? You really should, or go ahead, but I'm gonna really be mad and get on your ass if
no, nothing like that. He's not. He's still one of my partners now, but he's not.
So was
he's
he
not
already
that
involved?
Jealous type.
Was he already kind of involved or had been involved in something like that before for him to bring that up or to say go ahead?
I don't know. I never asked him about that. I don't think so though. I don't think so. But he was like, you should do it.
Is he now, or is he still, or does he date?
Yeah, he got a lot of women now.
Okay.
Now, back then, I don't think he had as many women as he does now. But, so he said, yeah, go ahead, sure, do it, or whatever. So I said, all right. Now, at this point, I didn't even know the word for what I wanted to do. I was just like, okay, I'm going to date other people because I don't want to be trapped in one relationship or, you know how they say, putting all your eggs in one basket kind of thing. Well, this is what typically happens. A woman will find a man, hey, he looks nice, he's cool, let's date. They're dating for 3, 4, 5 years, right? And then they come to a point like, nah, this ain't working. So now I've lost, so to speak, because you don't really lose anything. I've lost 3 years of my life, and I'm no closer to my goal. If my goal is to get married, I'm no closer to my goal, but I'm 3 years older. And, they say, of course, when women get older, you really don't want to get married or whatever it is. They have less options for marriage. So that was really my thinking, or I guess line of thinking at that time. So I started dating other people, real fluff stuff, nothing spectacular. And it's like a whole bunch of different intricate things that came into play. Anyway, I ended up coming across this couple. And it is Kenya and Rakim Stevens. And so they had a group called, at the time it was called Juju Mama Love Academy, and now it's called Progressive Love. So they had a group teaching people how to either open their marriages up or teaching people or helping people who are polyamorous or wanting to basically have multiple partners, right? The main thing that I really did not realize at the time was how much self-work I was going to have to do when I decided to become polyamorous, because when he decided that he went to Austin or something for work, and so he started dating this girl, and I was like, oh, you want to date somebody other than me? No, I'm the only one who can do that.
But is this the guy who told you to go ahead?
Yes.
Okay.
You actually answered the question I was going to get to. I was going to ask that question.
Yeah, this is the same guy. So we're going to call him Lee. So he was like, why are you looking at me like that?
I'm interested.
Sorry. So he had gone to Austin, I think, or somewhere up there for work. He started dating this other girl, excuse me, and then I was getting really jealous feeling. And I was like, how dare he date somebody else? But I knew that I couldn't come to him and say, why are you over here dating somebody else? And because we had already decided listen, Wentrice, you made the decision that this is what you wanted to do. So at that point, I was like, okay.
I want to say that's not many females will.
Women. Female what?
Please, okay. Not many women will do that. And I probably said females because of the type of woman. When I say females, I mean, when I say a woman, someone who talks like how you're talking, that's a woman. Who knows what she wants to do, takes care of her kids. To me, that's a woman. But these females, that's my version of saying what Dave Chappelle was saying on the show, where he was saying
uncultivated women.
Yes, that's why I say
they're still women.
So he should say uncultivated women. As soon as he said, I was like, oh yeah, because it could be a female dog, it could be a female.
Exactly.
If I keep saying the big words, the video gonna be look. So there's not many women who, because I feel like a lot of women would say they want that, and then the moment the guy goes and does his thing, then they would kind of get jealous. And that was a question I was going to ask.
It's the same thing. Men will say, I want to have 3-4 women. I want to
have
a wife and a girlfriend. And then when she said, well, I want to make some other dick too.
That's why I could.
Then he gonna lose.
Me personally, I couldn't do that because
you could.
I know I couldn't do it.
You could.
I couldn't because, look, I'm not finna be, I can't, because if I call and she, let me call you right back. I should have it. Hey, you never know. I don't know.
I agree. I don't think it's a thing that anyone couldn't. It's just preference, whether you want to or not.
I guess because of how, just me, how I was brought up. Like I was brought up old country. You ask the mom, can I date? Like I was that guy. I was the go meet your mom, your dad. Hey, can I date your daughter? Like even dating, not even on some, like how many niggas in Houston do that? Gonna ask to date. Normally the girl. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why would it be the parents' decision?
Respect.
I understand that you think that's a respect thing, but you need to talk to the daughter first, or whomever it is that you're trying to date.
But that's a conversation that would already be had, though.
Because this is the thing. What is our parents? Listen, my parents, I'm absolutely certain. Well, my mother, she's passed now, but I'm absolutely certain they were like, well, why are you doing the things that you want to do? Why is it that you've made these choices for yourself? At the end of the day, that's still a choice that I made for myself. And I think this is why I let my son make the decisions, I let him make his own decisions about certain things. And he's 7, so, he has a limited, listen, you have 2 options here. You have 3 options in this case, but I don't just make a decision for him because he needs to already be in a mindset where he knows that he knows how to make a solid decision. If he makes a poor decision, he knows that he's responsible for the consequences or the results of that decision. But a lot of people depend so heavily on their parents, even now, where really you're just an extension of your parents. You're not your own being. You don't know what it is that you want. You don't know what it is that you like because you're dependent on your parents for every thought that you have, for every opinion that you have. So this is why I let him make his own decisions. If he makes a mistake, let's figure out how to correct it. But you need to already be in the mindset of making your own decisions and being able to stick with the results of that and figure out if it's a good decision for you, if it's a poor decision for you. How do you know? My parents would never be able to pick out a good partner for me.
Yeah, but
because they're going to be basing it on their own opinion, not who it is that I am. So when I decided to become polyamorous, I was going through this whole journey like, who am I? What do I like? What do I think? What do I believe? Because all of the thoughts and opinions and beliefs that I held at that point in time were really just stuff that was given to me as a child from my parents. Even my own religion.
But see, what I'm saying is, my biggest thing is respect. So, like I said, I come from old school. Yes sir, no sir. And I know a lot of people think,
that's slave shit.
Even with your parents, you can't say, yes ma'am, I'm going to take the trash out. Yes ma'am, I'm doing this.
Well, keep it in the
realm. That's residual slave shit. Just like beating your kids. That's residual slave shit.
No, I mean, I get that. But I'm saying as far as talking to someone, you can't say.
I understand what you're saying. You have your idea of what you think respect is.
Yeah.
And so you are following your ideology about
this is my thing. If I'm dating a girl, out of respect, I don't date for fun. So my grandfather, listen.
Because you're coming from a monogamous aspect, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm telling you.
So that's what I'm saying.
You telling me something different. I'm not speaking as far as the polyamorous. I was just saying as far as respect. When I'm dating a girl, I know that I'm going to be dating technically her family. Like, I'm going to be involved with them in some aspect. If I was with you, would I not see your brothers and your sisters?
You may see them.
So when we have Christmas and we tell everybody to come to the house, would we not need to have a relationship for it to be a good Christmas? Or are we just going to be sitting there staring at each other?
Your relationship with my siblings. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
If we were together, your relationship with my siblings would have no bearing on my relationship with you.
Well, that's not
what I'm saying to you is this. There's no need for you to meet my entire family prior to you dating me.
Nope. I didn't say entire family.
You know, parents, my family, my sister, my brother, whatever.
Look, keep it simple. If I'm dating you, my thing is
you want everybody to get along.
If when I date somebody, I'm dating them not for just fun. So once I see that this is someone that I possibly want to be with, or just off top of us talking a long time and maybe we want to get together, I may do something like that just to show the parents who her daughter is dating. Now look, but see, I think you take that as the parents are making the decision of if you can actually do it and this and that. I'm not saying that.
Exactly right, because now you put a choice in their hands to say, hey, yes or no.
That's the same thing with my parents. My people, they don't care who, I'm not saying they don't care, but they technically don't care who I bring home because they raised me and they know that I'm not going to bring somebody to them.
Well, it doesn't matter at this point because you're married.
Well, that's the thing. And I picked her because I'm saying like my parents, I wouldn't have brought her to them if she was just some casual ass person. Like, I know people who do that. They bring everybody to their parents.
What to me? Okay, that's where you come into the difference of monogamy and polyamorous, because in your case it makes sense. But now when I ask you about polyamorous, it doesn't seem like it would be as much of a focus to go through all of that if you have multiple partners.
Exactly.
So, okay, that's why I want to correct me if I'm wrong.
Exactly right. So that it doesn't make sense for polyamory.
Yeah.
Because I may have 10 partners. What is the purpose of me bringing all 10 of these people up here? For what?
What's it? If I was polyamorous, I wouldn't do that.
I'm just saying, you're speaking from a monogamy standpoint, but
I don't know where we got off, but I was just trying to say that
it got off when you called females. That's where it is.
Yeah. So okay, well then okay. So at that point, I was just saying there's not a lot of females who would.
You boy said females.
That would be that logical women, and say
uncultivated women. Reese.
Women. There's not a lot of women of the female anatomy that would say, "Dang, I chose this decision. Let me stand on it." Some people would just maybe, and would you say women are a little bit more emotional?
Humans are emotional. Men are actually way more emotional than women.
In this conversation, when it comes to a relationship, would you say women are
way more emotional than women? Men are way more emotional than women. They just express their emotions differently. Usually in anger and rage and all type. Right, exactly. Fighting over stupid shit.
So were you enraged?
When?
When he decided to date the other girl?
She said she was initially.
No, I was jealous. I was feeling that jealousy. But like I said, I knew I couldn't come to him and say, I think you need to fix this, because it really has nothing to do with him. My feelings of being jealous have nothing to do with somebody else. That's my own issue. Right. That's my own thing. Mm-hmm. So because it's my own shit, then I need to resolve that within myself. Right. So then I have to sit with myself and say, okay, Wentrice, why are you feeling jealous, or why are you feeling angry? So for example, anger is a secondary emotion, right? So it's always going to be something else that preceded it, whether you felt disrespected, hurt, jealous, insecure, whatever. Mm-hmm. And then you decide to get angry about the situation. But anger is secondary. So just having knowledge about who it is that you are, how you work. So, okay, jealousy, for example, is always, I'm going to say 99.9% of the time, rooted in some form of insecurity. So having that knowledge, okay, well, Wentrice, what are you feeling insecure about? Well, maybe he'll find somebody else that's better than me. Maybe he'll decide, okay, you know, he doesn't want to do this, right? Whatever it is. So at that point, I have to say, all right, me to me, okay. Is that the truth? Which is not. This is my perception. My perception, it's almost like people are walking around the world with their own VR goggles, you know what I mean? And so it's playing like this little roller coaster image. You know how people have those VR goggles and their arms are flailing and jumping up? Everybody is reacting to their own perception of reality, of life. It doesn't make it the truth. It doesn't mean these are the facts. But this is what I'm perceiving to be real to me in this present moment, right? So I know that whatever insecurity I have or whatever counterproductive thought that I may have or carry, it's not necessarily the truth. It's not the facts. I'm making some stuff up. I'm living some, you know, playing some scenario out of my head that has never even happened. And now I'm getting upset and jealous and for what reason? So then I come to myself and say, all right, self, since we know none of these are the facts, he still reserves the right to have whatever type of relationship with whomever that he would like to have it with. That is his own life to live.
So are there are no rules to that at all?
Intrude upon that. Huh?
So there's no like rules to the polyamorous, or like is that something like do y'all set them within yourselves or?
See, this is the thing. When I started being poly, it wasn't that I was already in a relationship. We were talking, we were dating and stuff, right? But I wasn't in a relationship where like a marriage, like a long-term relationship. And so a lot of people want to get into polyamory. This is what I don't like. They want to get into polyamory when they're in a relationship with somebody, so now you're dating people as a couple. The dumbest shit ever.
That's not the same thing.
Would that fall more into the polygamy?
What do you mean?
Or
like if you're in a relationship, you want a third.
Right.
That's not, that's not the same as being poly.
It's still polyamorous. Just another thing.
So I mean, it's a
different term.
Exactly, but most of those will be
it's like
triads.
an open relationship or whatever.
See,
well, sometimes it can be, but a lot of times what people are looking for, that couples that are searching for a third partner, which is usually a woman, because the guy wants to say, "Oh, I got two women here," stupid shit. But it's like usually they want a closed triad, right? So the man will want two women to be monogamous with him.
That's what, yeah.
All right.
Which is stupid.
Right.
But with poly, you can.
With polyamory, just depending on how you decide that you. I mean, everybody has a different type of poly or way to poly. How about that? So, me, for example, I like, we'll call it solo poly, right? So I date individually. I don't date with anybody else. Like with him, I wasn't dating with him at all.
Oh, sorry. She works here.
Scared me.
Yeah. You good?
So, yeah, I don't date with anybody else. I have dated couples before. Usually I just date men because dating couples is really, it's tricky. It's tricky. Usually I have the issue with the woman. Huh?
Why do you have an issue with the woman?
I was about to ask.
Why do you think?
Because
she's emotional?
Or she doesn't know about it?
No, of course. Usually the women are the ones who pick the women.
I mean, if I'm thinking about it, if you getting with two people that are already together, then they already kind of have like a bond, and then you have this third person come in, so it's kind of like you're taking my attention. Then that's when like how you were saying, I guess like how you were saying, like you're thinking like, what if he leaves me for her or all that type of stuff? Yeah, insecurity. I think that's the main thing that would derail something like that.
I'm not really sure. I've not been on the opposite side of the equation where I was with somebody and I decided that I wanted to date another woman. So I can't really say for sure. I do know with the couples I have, like the last couple I dated, I had gone out to see them or whatever, and the whole time, the whole time, it was almost like anytime I would have a conversation with the guy, then the woman, she would come in, well, what are y'all talking about? What are y'all doing? What are y'all laughing at? I'm thinking to myself, yeah, bitch, can I have a conversation with this man? You want me to have sex with him, but I can't have a conversation and laugh with him? Why is that? maybe you should say, okay, well, let's just stick to swinging or whatever it is for them. Whatever it is that you want to do. But don't try and have a whole relationship. And I don't like for somebody to try to manage me. You know what I mean?
I don't get that from you at all. But look, hey, so look, you got a question?
I do.
What's up?
So, all right, for instance, on the monogamy side, you know, date that person, get to marriage. And being poly, how does that work? Like, do y'all have select people that y'all marry, and then other ones y'all just date? Yeah, like, how does...
Okay, so polyamorous people do get married. It's just so much stuff, y'all. It really is. Okay, so when I joined Progressive Love, they have the whole thing called the choice paradigm, right? And so...
Are these like different methods within that lifestyle, or is that...
Well, it actually, even for people who don't really understand this, it still will apply. So I'm not going to use their actual terminology because, you know, that's their copywritten stuff, but I'm going to give you a breakdown of it, and you can go look at it if you want to. So the choice paradigm, basically what it says is that women choose the men, right? Because the woman has to say, okay, you know what? I'm going to open up the gates of heaven and let you in.
Makes sense.
So the women choose the men. Women typically will choose men. Well, it's 5 reasons, but we're going to stick with the main 4. So the first one is going to be emotional support. The other one will be monetary support. The other one will be great dick, all right, or sex. And then the 4th one will be for knowledge and wisdom, intellect. So the people that you will most likely get married to is going to be, or a woman would get married to, a guy that provides her with some sort of emotional support, like almost like a best friend kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, we're really friends, we can stay together, we can raise our kids together, we can have a house and all that other stuff. I have no interest in that. I have my sister if I needed any type of emotional support. So monetary support, well, you know what, let me go to another one because I'm going to get to the 2 that I stick with. The second one is going to be knowledge, intellect, and wisdom. Now, these guys usually, of course, like I said, they have a lot of knowledge and wisdom. And they also probably will practice some form of like tantric sex and energy healing and stuff like that. They're more healers. So, I don't typically date or look for those type of guys because it's really not what I'm interested in. Now, the great dick, great sex, absolutely. I don't date anybody that I'm not sexually attracted to ever. I won't do it because I have no interest in having a long-term relationship with you if I cannot have sex with you. It doesn't sit well with me. You know what I'm saying? I don't really like that.
I feel like that should be hard for a female to say, like, to find somebody who, like, a male that doesn't want to have sex.
A woman.
Oh man.
Well, I think you talking about
Look,
as
man,
far as like
as Dave Chappelle says, I classify people as males and females. I guess is female like derogatory to you?
It's reducing a woman down to her gender, her sexual organs.
Okay, well I guess I'm a
black
and gray
human.
person. I'm a black and gray, so I whatever comes out of my
man
Black
said
and
black
gray.
and gray.
I'm simple. Like
you mean black
I'm
and white?
I don't.
You mean black and white?
When I speak on things,
Black and gray.
like I'm not gonna say, hey, look at those females over there, or I'm gonna go talk to that female. I may say like, you know, woman or something, but just if I'm talking,
you wouldn't say that.
I might.
That
If I'm talking,
even roll off your tongue.
because I'll probably say something else depending on who I'm talking to. But just in this, because I'm trying to, I guess, I'm talking more scientific. I'm saying female. I don't think a doctor would be saying. I think he would say the female, the male.
Don't try and backpedal.
I'm not. Look,
I'm being scientific.
Look, that's why I asked you if you find it derogatory, and I'm letting you know.
I said that it is reducing a woman down to her sexual organs.
So, but okay, is there something wrong with that?
Think about what you just said.
Is there something wrong with me saying that?
She just said it's
does the
reducing a
female
woman.
do this? Does the male do that?
You can have a female and male computer cord.
But that's
so. Why is it so difficult for you to say woman? Why is that?
It's not difficult. I'm just
no. It is difficult because you're arguing with me about saying.
I'm used to saying female.
Females.
This guy's very
no because I want to know if it's. That's why I asked you if it was
demeaning.
derogatory. Okay, so I was trying to ask that to you, so I don't say it to you. Now I don't mean it. I don't mean it in the way that you receive it. But if that's how you receive it, then I will try not to say it.
No.
What do you mean?
What I'm asking of you is to really think about what it is that you're saying.
Okay, well, in this conversation, I would have to do self-searching and have time.
Why do you feel like women are females?
I feel the same way about males or men.
I've never heard
Look
you
at
say
that. Look at that
You
group
know
of
how
males
long-
over there. Male
You
and-
know-
Look, if I'm talking about
never
males, I'm
heard
probably
you-
gonna say nigga, and I shouldn't say that.
Exactly. But I've never heard you say, "Oh yeah, these are just some males over here."
Why would I say that to you? What conversation would come up where I would say that?
It
Normally,
doesn't matter
it would
if
be
you were
something.
talking to me or somebody else. I've never heard you say that. Is what I'm telling you.
So you never heard me say females or
Males.
woman? Have I ever spoke on that either? You haven't heard that either though.
Hold on.
Have I ever heard you say what?
Hold on,
Females?
Hold on. Time out.
Oh, I was gonna leave it in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean she walked through the first time. Eric came on.
Oh, you heard that?
Yeah. What I'm saying is that I've never switched up. I've always spoke. Have I spoke differently, or have I?
So we just had an argument the other day on the game. He stated something that he noticed, and I was like, "Well, no, Reese, I did this." Reese can be very argumentative to the point to where what he has in his mind is that, but he'll try to explain it away to make it not seem as heavy loaded. But it's like it doesn't change the fact that it still is what it is. I don't really know how else to put it.
This is my issue. My issue is when we were talking, you stated something.
Yes.
Right? And Jordan even said, this is where the conversation should have ended, or it should have just been said as this, and you didn't do that. You were still trying to prove a point that I wasn't even talking about. Because you said, I think you said, listen, you said that you basically were like blaming me for what happened.
Someone under the chair? Oh,
You were blaming me for something that happened to you.
Yes. That you could have changed.
Right? And then I told you what happened.
Yes.
And then there was nothing for me to do. I couldn't do anything. And that's when Jay said, well, Reese is saying that he couldn't do anything because of this happening.
Yes, but he also
you
said,
kept speaking on it.
Yes.
So how could I have helped you if this thing had happened? Like you kept talking as if I was still in that situation with you. And y'all, this is for my Call of Duty people. I could probably go in depth about this and y'all would understand of being there for your person or whatever. But that was the issue. That's what I was trying to prove to you, but you kept talking about something else.
Yeah, which I got you.
So basically we were on two different pages. So with her, I'm just trying to see if me saying female, which I don't mean in a bad way, that's just how I speak.
He's gonna die on this hill.
Maybe you feel
it. Doesn't matter if you feel it or mean it in a bad way. Just like if.
Okay, so
wait.
So for this conversation, I don't want to say that.
Let me give you an analogy. Let me give you an example, okay? If you are out somewhere and you hear a whole group of young white kids saying, "Nah, nigga, you motherfucking, you nigga," you're like, "Oh, what the fuck are they talking about? Who are they talking to?"
Where's that
Something in the back of your head is gonna say, "Let me go ahead and say something real quick." You know what I mean? So what I'm telling you is that whether they meant it like that or not, it doesn't matter what you meant it to be. I'm telling you that it's
that's the same example.
Women.
That's the same example that Dave Chappelle used with the baby. That doesn't quite fit all the way.
A what?
Did y'all see what he said about the baby?
Yeah, but he shot a nigga. And
he said he shot a nigga.
Did not say nothing about it.
No, he said he shot someone in the mall. I mean, in Walmart or whatever. Killed a black man, right? And he said that didn't change his career.
Right.
Right. The reason it didn't change his career, which he didn't state, is because he was protecting himself. It was self-defense.
Yeah, God dismissed.
So it wasn't just like he randomly shot somebody black and his career didn't change.
Right.
So that's the piece that some people were having an issue with. That's the only issue I had with him saying it. So you saying that white kids saying nigga
Yeah, but
where is nigga derived from?
Call of Duty.
The load of that is still because whether he did it in self-defense or just killed a nigga.
No. But I'm saying, listen, I agree with overall what he was trying to say.
Yeah.
But the way that he posed it, he put it as if just a black person killed another black person, and his career didn't change. I agree with that. I see where no one's mad about that. But I'm saying that he didn't add the context to it.
Yeah.
So he technically shouldn't have really used that one. Because he was self-defense.
Yeah.
So that shouldn't have affected his career anyway.
Right.
Because it was self-defense, but he didn't bring that up.
But I'm saying that kind of
What's
is
your
the
point
same
that you're
thing
making,
here.
though?
What I'm saying is that you saying white kids saying nigga is out of context. Like, where does nigga come from? Like, I'm calling a woman a female. And you're making it seem as
I'm
if
not making it seem like anything.
demeaning.
You asked me why I had a problem with it. So I'm telling you, the reason why I have a problem with it is because it is demeaning. It is diminishing a actual woman.
See, you didn't.
Wait.
You didn't say any of that. You said that
You
it was.
didn't say that.
Listen,
that's what I
no,
wanted.
I'm talking about the wording that you're using.
That's exactly
what I said was.
You asked if it was
do you find
derogatory.
it-
I said it's demeaning. You're reducing women down
I asked
to
you,
their sexual anatomy.
I could replay it.
No.
And
Do
if
that.
I'm wrong, I will apologize.
No, I don't want to apologize. Nigga, I want that money.
You ain't getting no money from me. I'm gonna give you some gas for pulling up, but you ain't getting just no money.
I'm gonna say this in the
But
But I'm telling you, that's exactly what I said.
It's
No.
like you just said. You said it's the way that Dave Chappelle posed it. It's the same thing. It's the way that you said female. So she don't like that word. That's what I'm saying. The way you said it. You just
Okay,
said
but
the same
that's what I'm
thing.
saying. That's what I was trying to get to, but I couldn't get a simple yes. I would like for you not to use that.
That's not.
But
I also
listen, D.
said that is not what I'm asking of you. What I'm asking of you is to think about why you feel it is appropriate to say females instead of women. Women is the term for an adult woman, a human.
Okay.
An adult female human
So can I
is
answer
called
your
a
question
woman.
as to why I
An
use
adult,
female?
an
Because
adult
you just asked me to
human
explain
male
it to you,
is
correct?
called a man, right? Man, woman. Ladies and gents.
But you used the same word that I just used.
Okay.
You
A
just said a female is to describe
Alright.
a woman.
A female lion is a lioness. A female tiger is a tigress.
Mhm.
A baby kangaroo is a Joey. I'm saying there are terms for all of these different things. So
And the
if
term
we're
that
talking
I
about
the
humans,
term that I
a
chose
female
to use
human,
was female.
female what though?
A female human. Do I need to add human to it to make it more?
Right, but why would you say a female human?
Well, I just
We
said
could say
female
woman.
because it's. I think we all knew that I was talking about a woman.
Just
That's
use
not an understatement. That's not an understatement.
use female and women for the person you're engaging with. She prefers women.
Right.
Use women.
Okay,
Just for the
So,
context of this podcast.
that's.
He's gonna try and find my thing.
I'm not
why
finding
are
a
you-
loophole. I want to use.
Let me
I
li-
use female. You
listen
just
to what I'm
use
about to
female
say.
in the description in the
Right.
the
Just
definition of a
describing.
woman.
Right, because
describing.
a female is a description. That's an adjective.
She was describing.
Clown?
Reed. That's why she used the word female. She was
A female
expounding
what?
off of
A blue
using
what?
the word female.
A big what? Those are adjectives. Those are descriptive terms.
We're gonna stay here, or
Because he
no, I
want
mean-
to
I
argue
mean,
with me,
no,
like
I mean, we've been-
because
No, I'm
we've
not.
been going over the same point.
No,
for
I'm
15 minutes.
proving. I'm just.
curious.
You're not-
I'm just speaking. I'm realizing I have to use certain words when I
Don't
talk
say-
to you.
don't
Yeah,
you
yes,
say it.
yes.
No.
I have to use certain
no,
words
I'm not.
when I speak
no, it's
to
not.
you.
It's not me. I'm saying you're using an adjective to describe what. Why do you feel that need to do that?
I
But
feel
we
like
can't
you're
get
up
off of this
here
because we
and
went
I
off-
said simple. I told you
No.
I'm simple, so I said female. That's it.
That's the dumbest
That's it.
argument I've ever
Well,
heard.
hey,
It's
look,
an idiotic
Hey,
statement.
if
It
Reed-
doesn't make any
if
sense.
calling a woman,
We should let the comments
if
decide.
talking about a woman and you say the word female is bringing her down here, then
No, it's not.
I apologize to those who think like that. So if that's how you think, I apologize.
Here it did go on.
You still have a problem with that?
You're missing my whole point.
Because
because you want to stay on that point, and because you want to prove that what you're saying is actually right.
You're doing the
and
same thing I'm doing.
No, I'm not.
I've apologized and you're still talking about it.
I'm saying that you are intentionally being obtuse. You're intentionally acting like you don't understand what it is that I'm saying.
I understand it, but I'm telling you, this is how I think about it. I still want to say female. That naturally is what I say.
Okay. Why? Where did you get it
Because
from?
that is what a woman is. A woman is a female. A man is a male. When the guy's on Discovery Channel, he's talking about the lioness. He may say the female will attract a male. Right. Is that bringing her down to the lowest and
no,
demeaning?
I'm not saying,
is that demeaning? That's not demeaning. So basically, I'm just trying to prove that I'm not trying to be demeaning.
You're trying to prove that you're
when
right.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm trying to prove to you that I don't want to say.
That's what he's trying to do. You're trying to prove that
not
you're
just
right.
This topic, but
is there something wrong with me saying? Do you feel? Like
I don't think it's anything wrong with you saying female. I get what you're saying, and she gets what you're saying. It's just because of our guest on the podcast, she prefers women use women.
Can we agree to disagree? Because it's been an hour.
I mean,
I'm super tired.
What time it is, man?
I mean, I apologize, and we were still speaking on it.
That's because you want to keep going back and forth with me. You know.
I'm sorry.
You know what I'm saying? Look, hey man, we both two top strong people, and it is what it is. I'm just trying. I guess I'm trying to get in your brain that I don't mean anything demeaning, but you're saying using female is demeaning. So I'm trying to. D, no, I don't apologize and do stuff like that. So that's why I'm telling you, I apologize if you felt like that's demeaning. Oh man.
I'm not interested in your apology. Because that's not what I asked.
I tried the under the table thing, didn't work.
Because he didn't deliver.
Yeah.
All right. So what was the question that we even broke off on? Because you were asking me something, and I was just like,
I mean, that's what I'm saying. I don't.
Either way.
I said female and it went haywire.
What was your question, D, about polyamory?
I actually didn't. Did I have another?
You didn't ask nothing.
I didn't even finish what I was saying. Fucking around with you. So, the last choice, like I said, we have emotional support, huh?
You got 1 minute.
Oh, well, we done with it.
Hold on. I want to get that. Go.
Okay, so you have emotional support, knowledge, intellect, and wisdom, great sex, and then also
financial support,
and
spiritual wisdom.
I think that was knowledge.
That was knowledge.
Right.
Okay.
So the spirituality kind of comes with the knowledge and wisdom and intellect. Okay. But yeah, financial support. Now this could be a guy that's either giving you money, you know, like a sugar daddy, or someone who helps you to make money. So that's all I'm interested in. Either you are helping me make money, giving me money, or giving me some great dick. And it's still gonna have to be a combination of it, because I wouldn't date anybody, again, like I said, who I'm not sexually attracted to or interested in.
You asked about her being married.
You answered.
Right.
That's
if a woman decides that she's going to marry a man, it's usually going to be an emotional support type of guy. Somebody who's very consistent, obviously. Guys that you usually have the great sex with, those are going to be the fuck boys, right? So fuck boys, that type of, I guess, guy would usually have a lot of women. And the reason why the sex is so great is because they have a lot of women. Men who have a lot of women, especially men who know how to manage a lot of women, but a lot of guys don't even know how to do that. But men who have a lot of women typically have a lot more masculine energy. So that's really what I do go for.
I think all of those 4 pillars you mentioned, I think I feel, well, me personally feel like they kind of expand for women on either side, whether it's monogamy or polyamory.
Exactly right. But the whole concept is like, with monogamy is, okay, you know what, I got 80% of the stuff that I want in this person, in this one person, right? I'll go ahead and just say, you know what, forget the other 20%. And because I have 80%, I have the majority of whatever it is that I need from one person, because there is not one person who's going to be able to be everything for another person. It just doesn't happen that way. So I don't subscribe to that type of notion and logic. Like, I have to give up 20% of what I want to have 80% in this one person. No, I want everything. I want it all. I really do. I want it all, because I am on this planning for a limited amount of time, why shouldn't I have everything that I want?
So you think polyamorous is a long-term thing?
Absolutely.
So
I would never.
there's
be
nothing
monogamous
that
again.
could derail that, even at an older age, when maybe you, like, would your mindset ever change, like, or could it change, like?
To go back to monogamy?
I mean, not even maybe you just don't be with nobody. I mean, I don't know what the decision would be, but like I don't know if is that something that can be kept up
Sure.
long term?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, absolutely. People do it all the time. I wouldn't, personally.
Cause I mean, I feel like you're young now, so there's probably way more people that do that. Like I don't know the facts
More
behind
people that the majority of the people who are in the polyamorous groups that I'm in are over 40. Well over 40. Over 40, over 50. So a lot of times at that age, you're like, damn, I've been with this one person forever. I've been fucking the same person, you know what I mean? You start getting a little disgruntled because you haven't experienced or you're not getting all of your needs met. You know what I mean? So then at that point, it's like, what have I been doing? A lot of people over 40, well, we'll say over 45, right? That demographic are now trying to open their marriages up. And that's why that whole group, Progressive Love, was even formulated, because people that have been married for longer than 10 years are now trying to get all of their needs met. The needs that they have pushed on the back burner, they're still needs. They're still there. Mm-hmm. Just because you made a decision to ignore them so that you can get married and have a family or whatever else, they're still there, So,
I didn't know if like maybe your needs could possibly change depending on maybe something happens in your life or something, and then maybe the polyamorous doesn't fit that, so then you would make a decision.
Honestly, I don't see a circumstance, like I can't envision a circumstance where polyamory would not fit.
So as far as like with your son, do you think that would always, they always say like they need a father figure. Like actually probably at that age, he'd be a grown ass man. So, and I know you said you go for the more masculine man.
Absolutely.
Still say that shit wrong.
I'm a submissive.
So do you allow any of them to
meet my
child? Guess not even possibly meet, but like do you allow them to influence him or like be there?
About not eating meat.
Yeah. No, I'm saying that's deep, but
so he's pretty intelligent.
Most people say like the boy needs a man in his life, blah blah blah, all that shit. Oh well. I didn't know. Well, just the way you spoke earlier, I didn't know.
I said I wasn't dealing with.
I didn't know if he was a decent dude or what I'm saying, if it was if that's somebody you would want to even impression on your child.
It's still his father.
Yeah.
And he still has a right to make a decision about what type of relationship he wants to have with his father. So I'm not going to infringe upon his own rights to decide.
No, I'm saying, would you allow someone within your one of your loves to be a father figure if his real father isn't, like my real father? I wouldn't want him to be the influence for my son.
Okay.
Like none. So that's why I'm just saying where would within the polyamorous, because I know it's more of, I guess you're not really tied to somebody.
Several of my partners have met my son.
Okay.
And the reason why I am able to sustain relationships for so long, like years at a time, is because I do not talk to them every day or see them every day, every week, or every month. It just depends on what's going on at the time. So because we're not constantly interacting, we don't have the chance to fight about stupid shit. The sexual tension and chemistry is always there because we're not in close proximity all the time, right on top of each other. You know what I mean? Because I did live with one of my partners a couple years ago, or last year. Yeah, it was last year. And we would be fighting about the dumbest of shits, okay? And it really was because we were constantly around each other. We were constantly seeing each other. And I remember one day, I said, can you stop breathing like that? Just some random stuff.
Breathing?
Yeah. I felt like he was breathing too loud. I'm like, can you stop breathing like that? And he was like, you want me to just stop breathing? Just stupid stuff. But it was because what is called is polarity. That tension, like say for instance, you stretch a rubber band and you snap it. You know, it has that.
Were y'all right up
fire.
under each other all the time, though?
They were living together.
We were living
Well,
together.
no, I mean, you can live
So
together.
even
Well, I'm
I
married,
had-
so it's a little bit different.
So I had the upstairs part, downstairs part, but it's like I knew he was there. He was constantly, I could still hear him breathing. I could still hear him moving. It just
So how long
drove
had
me
you,
up the
how
wall.
long had you been doing the poly thing, just being solo, and then going into living with someone?
By the time I met him.
Yeah.
Okay, so I became poly in 2016. I met him in 2018, and then we were living together in 2020.
So I guess the reason I'm asking that
2019
is because
to 2020.
I can see that's like someone being single for hella long, and then you get with somebody, and now you can't do all the stuff, all your single stuff that you used to do.
One single
certain,
stuff.
Well, they were still
Yeah.
still poly even though they
Right.
were living together.
Well, no, I'm saying like you weren't living with anyone before then, and then you
I
go
was living
from
with my child, so I always had somebody there.
Well, I mean,
you know what I mean?
living with
Oh,
living with a man.
You're talking about in the monogamous
Right.
relationship.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, so this is the thing. It wasn't really that. It's just that I'm an introvert naturally, and I need like dead silence sometimes. I don't want to hear anybody. I don't want to feel you around me. I just need that silence. But I'm an introvert, right? And so I would get that every now because he was still dating other women. He'll always have other women because it's just who he is, right? So he would still date other women. He'll go out. He may come back or whatever next week. Who cares? But it was just our chemistry, the dynamic had changed. And so this is why I'm like, I have no desire to cohabitate with somebody. I don't want to do it.
So that's what I'm saying. You went from not having that. You had a certain dynamic that you were used to living, and now you're with you live.
But I've lived with people before,
So within the first.
and
okay,
I've
so,
never liked it.
Oh, well,
So,
shoot, well,
but
then I guess
don't
that
get me
explains
wrong,
it.
I was absolutely madly in love with this man, and that's why I moved in with we were living together, and it was cool. But after a while, I'm like, okay, you gotta go. I love you. Like I was madly in love with him.
Wow.
But
Did that mess up the relationship at all?
no,
Or-
that didn't mess up. Living together didn't mess up the relationship. It was everything else that kind of made it a little.
I'm saying like after,
unsteady.
like were y'all still? Did y'all go back to just you got your own spot, I got mine, and then things
Well,
are back
he's
to
with
like,
another one of his women now. So.
When you say that, are you saying he lives with like they
yeah,
live together?
he lives
Okay.
with one of his women.
So I'm gonna say y'all all.
Y'all don't interact anymore, or is it just...
I really just don't because I don't like her. I don't like that bitch at all.
Damn.
Because of her. This is the thing with that particular one. I really don't ever have any issues with any of my partners, other women, ever. I really don't. But this one, because she wanted him to be in a monogamous relationship with her only, and I'm thinking to myself,
Ain't gonna happen.
do you know how many other women he got besides you? But whatever. So she really was the only one. But I dated a guy. We broke up. But I'm still cool with his girlfriend. We talk all the time, So it's just how people handle me. But so do I talk to him? He sent me a message a couple of weeks ago, and I just kind of ignored it. I just didn't want to talk to him.
WYD.
No, he was saying happy birthday to me, and I said, who is this?
Did you know who it was?
No, I didn't.
So you had deleted his number and all that.
No, he texted me from
Oh,
another
I don't
number,
know.
and I was just like, I just don't feel like talking to you. It is what it is. It's not no love lost. I just don't want to.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna force myself to try and act like everything is cool.
So is there a conversation that y'all need to have, or you just
No.
have closed that kind of a little bit?
No conversation that needs to be had.
Oh, all right.
Done deal.
I mean, it's not to say that I won't ever be back with him. I have no problem with that. Right now, at this particular point, I'm not really interested in doing the same shit over and over and over and over.
Oh.
I did that shit for 3 years.
All right.
So.
Well, look, man. Females out here crazy in the bitch,
Oh
man.
no.
Nah,
And he
look,
did that shit deliberately.
I sure damn did. Hey, look. Hey, I appreciate you coming through and explaining. I know you thought I was finna ask you something super crazy, but I don't know. This ain't the Breakfast Club. I ain't finna.
I mean, I don't know what type of crazy stuff that you could have asked, actually.
Well, I mean, you said, like, what you gonna ask? Like, what am I gonna talk about?
Because I want to know what questions.
Oh, well, you came
that I
off
should
as
be
if you were scared or something, but no, I appreciate you coming through, telling us that perspective.
Absolutely.
Because that, like, you know, that's something that differs, and I don't think a lot of people know about that. They may, I don't know. You know, most people, like how we talking about Dave Chappelle, everybody wants to be in the herd and do the same thing or whatever. So just to hear that perspective was interesting or whatever. He's vaccinated, we not, so.
That's a nice cap off.
Right?
Nah, man, but as always, man, stay creative.
If we end up at our destination, if you're looking for a laugh or you just need to smile, whatever that you need to make you laugh out loud, it's the Kreatives Podcast. Listen, it's the Kreatives Podcast. Yeah, yeah.